Bullish or bearish, whether you're a rookie trader or a rock star, we believe there's room for everyone. Every Filipino can learn how to trade. We're just your average Joe. But together, let's take advantage of the greatest equalizer of wealth ever, the stock market, where millions can be made and lost in a click of a finger. The journey to trading mastery is a lifetime, and we're here to stay. We are ZFT. Welcome to our podcast. And this is where the hot money is.
Ayun, hello everyone. Good evening. Hi guys. So kung makikita nyo, marami kami ngayon, no? So, good evening everyone. So, hi. Kasama natin sila Sir VJ, PB, and of course, Bossy. So tonight, maganda discussion natin, no? We'll be discussing the rewards and of course, the dangers of system and market hopping, no? Good evening sa inyo, guys.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jay.
Yon, good evening.
What's up? Good evening.
Good evening, no? Sa Black Saturday ngayon. So, kamusta naman kayo?
Feeling ko Sunday na nga ngayon dahil dun sa Feeling ko talaga Sunday kasi walang trading Parang
trading. Mga
Even US wala.
3 days yata ang pahinga ang PSE, no?
Oo nga Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun na hindi tayo nagtatrade ng ibang market.
Totoo.
Kaya nandito tong topic na to ngayon.
Yeah,
sabi nga nila, trading never stops.
So, mag-shoutout muna tayo, no, guys, no. Hello sa ating mga viewers. So, shoutout sa mga nanonood sa inyo, no. Sir Jake Ketchup, Benedict, Darren Valiente, si Joe Marfa, si Angelo Berma, shoutout from Albay. Good evening sa inyo. Alright, so simulan na ba natin, guys? Medyo magandang topic talaga kasi ito kasi perfect siya dahil hindi naman it's not parang yung PSE kasi hindi naman talaga siya ganun ka conducive for trading right now, no? So nakikita ko, kayo ba, napansin nyo ba yun? Nakikita nyo ba yung mga ibang friends nyo na traders na exploring different markets? Anong palagay nyo dyan?
Yung chinecheck ko yung story ko, ang daming nagka-crypto recently. Napa-crypto na rin ako.
Sobra.
Brad, tinatanong mo kasi kung may nakikita ba akong mga friends ko na nag-explore na ibang market. Actually, kayo kasi yung mga friends ko
Panay screenshot ng mga Binance na mga mga congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah. Port snap season ngayon sa crypto actually, no?
Parang, at saka yung malala doon pagka nandun ka sa server natin, yung Port Snaps channel or yung sa Crypto Forex channel natin, grabe. Parang why?
Boss, 24/7 siya. Kaya yung mga tao doon, hindi natutulog.
Grabe.
Nag-iba na nga yung body clock ng ibang mga tao Gulat ako, 4 a.m. meron pang nagchat-chat sa Discord, parang clink.
May nagte-trade pa, no? May
nagte-trade pa.
Isa na si Jake doon.
Medyo tayo ngayon, happy tayo sa crypto market.
Siguro Jake, before natin start yung discussion, magpakilala muna tayo sa mga viewers. I'm not sure.
Sige.
Kahit simple introduction, like ano ba yung niche mo, profile mo, or what? Or what you do outside trading.
Yan, sige, maganda yan, no. Simulan natin kay boss na agad para
Sige. So, guys, if hindi niyo pa ako kilala, I'm Z-Freaks and I've been a trader for 11 years already. Nagsimula ako PSE. Tapos siguro last year lang akong nag-global. And then I did try crypto before. I think it was 2018 nung first na nag-hit ng 1 million si Bitcoin. And then I stopped that kasi medyo mahirap. But anyways, did crypto again this year. Although maliit pa lang, hindi yung bomba. And then, what do? I am managing ZFT and also our community, which is Trading Republic. So, I am a trend follower. But yung pinakagusto ko talaga is parang Ideally, I'd like to be a trend follower. But kung hindi talaga kaya, swing trader. So that's me. Jake, ikaw naman.
Nakamute ka yata,
Nakamute
Brad.
yata si
Nakamute
Jake.
ka ata.
Ayan. Sorry. Natanggal. Narinig na ako.
Yan. Mahina, humina.
Humina. Teka.
Ayan, okay na.
Ayan.
Sorry, natatanggal eh. Sige, PB, baka pwede mo nang ikaw muna.
Sige, no problem. Bago ako magsimula, shoutout muna kay Jason dyan. Ayan. Kailangan po ba pogi bago makapasok ng drive? Yes, sir, dapat. Hindi, joke. Okay lang kaya kahit na anong tayo. Halo-halo. Pwede yan. So, yun. My name is PB nga pala. I think lumabas na rin ako dito sa page no, a few times. So, one of the trading leaders, also part of the ZFT Capital. So, one of the funded traders ni Boss Z. And yun, niche ko is swing trading. So, ito yung minamaster ko at the moment. And yan, aside from trading, full-time employee. I'm still employed sa isang tech company. So, I'm doing trading at the side. So, ayun, alumni ako ng Technical Intensive batch May 2020. So, ayun, kaklase ko dyan si VJ. So, ayun, good evening sa inyong lahat. So, hopefully, we'll have a very good discussion tonight. Syempre, feel blessed, no? Kasama natin si Boss Z tonight. Kung usapang experience lang, dito tayo talaga humuhugot ng mga advices, especially in this type of market, in this kind of market. And other markets as well. So, ayan. Good evening.
Alright. Thank you, PB. Okay na ba yung mic ko? Pasensya na, medyo nahuhugot-hugot ng
Medyo
konti.
okay na, Brad. Medyo okay na.
Yun, sige. Ako siguro sawa na kayo sa mukhang to, no? Pero marami akong nakikita dito sa EFT page eh. I'm Jake, Focus Fire Trader, no? Shoutout nga pala dyan sa mga nanonood sa page, no? I am a wannabe trend follower, pero totoong momentum talaga ako by heart. So, I'm trying to master the art of momentum. So, mamaya malalaman nyo kung anong mga markets yung mga trinade ko. Kaya ang gandang topic nito eh, no? So, aside from trading, no, I'm also a wedding videographer. So, yun yung full-time business ko. That's it. Thank you. VJ.
Yun. So, good evening everyone sa mga nanonood dyan. No? Natawa ako sa comment ni Melanie, ayan si Wilson. Actually, wala si Wilson dito. Si Wilson, yung natin, top bagger natin sa community.
Yan.
So my name is VJ and you can call me also the Green Trader. And shoutout sa mga nanonood sa page namin. And then, my niche as a trader is position trend follow. But I used to be a momentum. And I'm also a full-time OFW. So kung mapapansin nyo sa background ko, I'm actually nasa hotel pa, nagka-quarantine. I tried to disassociate actually sa profile ko yung profession ko because I used to be the CPA trader, but I realized if I am going to inspire people, it has nothing to do with my profession. So I think that's it for me.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, no? For the introduction. So siguro simulan na natin yung mga magandang discussions, no, about the rewards, or unang-una talaga yung nakita nila is the rewards of system hopping and market hopping. But there are also dangers of market and system hopping, no? Siguro simulan ko na kasi I am guilty of both, no? So system hopping wise, I experienced that many times, and also market hopping. Even though I've graduated several tawag ito, programs ng CFT, nilahat ko na yata eh. So even though I'm a graduate of that, I'm still like you, learning how to to trade, and also finding myself. Ang nakatulong lang kasi sa akin when it comes to finding the niche na gusto mo is that you get to experience everything in TR. And parang hindi naman pinipigilan na mag-try ka ng ibang niche. What we advocate here is that if you find your niche, try to, master or probably paano ba sasabihin yun? Parang, alam mo yun, kailangan mo muna siyang intindihin talaga by heart. And instead of, yun ang take ko, my opinion only. Instead of, experimenting this one, tapos pag hindi niya market, magi-give up ka, tapos lilipat ka na naman, magi-give up ka. Nagkakaroon kasi ng parang, nagkakaroon siya ng yo-yo, ng realization na hindi ka pa nga, ako wala pa akong solid data ng let's say 1 year. Wala pa akong 1 year na solid data na talagang puro pure momentum talaga. It's 3 months of this, 2 months of this, 1 month of this. So I really don't have a real world expectation on how the system or on how my setup really parang paano siya bumabagay sa lifestyle ko. And yun yung take ko for that. For the rewards and dangers of system hopping. Kayo guys, ano bang take? Anong masasabi niyo about this topic?
Siguro simulan natin sa ano ba yung pros. So lahat ng pros pag-usapan muna natin para kasi syempre ano yun like kasi para simulan ko na lang din.
Yes.
How I see kasi, for example, dalawang separate things to di ba? We have for this topic, system hopping and also market hopping.
Mm-hmm.
So, hindi kasi siya same Sometimes, pinapagkaisa natin yon and it's not necessarily a bad thing to system hop or to market hop. Meron talagang pros and cons ang bawat isa. And we have to weigh, parang kung sa trading lang din, you have to weigh kung ano ba talaga yung parang RRR dapat, diba? Risk and reward ratio if I do this versus doing that. And sometimes kasi when we're still starting our trading journey, may mga hindi kasi tayo alam And yun yung parang nagiging hurdles or parang nagiging block natin to maximize our full capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go first dun sa pros. For me, system hopping, yung pros niyan is, if you system hop, alright, baka mas maaga mong malaman kung ano yung system na bagay sa'yo.
Niche, yeah.
Kasi, oo, yung niche mo. Kasi mamaya, baka, ang nangyayari kasi ngayon is, for example, if I'm new to the stock market, I watch a video, and the first video that I see, the first tutorial, kung sino mang guru yan, or whatever material that I see, yun yung magiging truth ko. Kasi yun yung first contact diba?
Yes.
So, it could be that system that system is something na pwedeng bagay sa akin. Pwede ding hindi siya bagay sa akin for several reasons. But system hopping would help me realize faster kung ano ba yung pwede para sa akin, ano ba yung hiyang sa akin, diba? So, halimbawa, if you are in a bull market, tapos medyo mahirap malaman kung ano yung niche mo kasi lahat usually tumataas Hindi mo alam kung talagang am I just lucky or talagang genius tong system na to. Di ba? Kasi sometimes ganun yung iniisip natin maganda yung market, kahit anong system, ibala mo sa bull market for sure kikita ka O hindi naman sa for sure, but most likely kikita ka. So you might think na parang, ay wow, di ba? Parang itong system na to, it works, this system works, this system works. So ano ba talaga? Pagdating ng bear, doon magkakaalaman. Is this system really something na para sa'yo o hindi? Kasi yun lang yung only way And sometimes it takes 1 to 2 years to find kung ano ba talaga yung bagay sa'yo na system. So system hopping, yes, it's good kasi makikita mo faster na parang ito pwede sa akin. Ito mas gusto ko to Kasi it goes to my strengths. I mean, psychologically speaking, mas maganda tong style na to kaysa sa dito sa system na to. Like for example, momentum versus swing, right? So that's the pro for system hopping for me. Kayo ba anong pros na nakikita niyo for system hopping?
PB. You want to add?
Sige. Actually, ako naman, um, siguro yung pros really, I mean, siguro yung cons pala outweighs the pros. So, doon ako actually magfo-focus. Kasi babalik ako doon sa sinasabi ni ni Tito Mark Douglas. So sinabi niya, yun talaga yung foundation ko about the system is the more you know about the market is usually the less successful you become, di ba, as a traders. Kasi sa totoo lang naman, lagi naman to sinasabi nila boss sa atin, sobrang daming system out there na you can use sa trading. Even yung mga ano lang, yung mga simple MA crossover lang, di ba? It's actually a system. And in the long term, it's also tested na you can actually benefit or profit from it. Pero yun nga, so yung iba kasi, like for example, newbie ka, di ba? Nagsisimula ka pa lang mag-trade. Usually yan, after a few strings of losses, sabi niya, ay, teka lang, parang the system does not work. Hindi siya nabibigyan ng enough room or hindi siya nabibigyan ng enough time na para i-prove yung sarili niya or yung system na it's actually enough for you. So, ang nangyayari, people will system hop every time na magkaroon sila ng strings of losses. Pero di nila not knowing na that losses or those losses are really part of trading. And in the long term, kung ito-total natin yan, you can actually still achieve yung kung ano yung objective mo, no? So, ayun, yun yung take ko actually. Parang yun, the more you know talaga sa market, usually pag natatalo ka, tendency talaga is you will research, go online,
Maghanap.
diba? Maghanap ka ng holy grail about trading, which is not the case
Yeah.
dito sa craft na to, no? So it's really more about mastery talaga. So if you find something or a system na you think fits for you, fits your lifestyle, it fits your personality, then ayun, I think you have to really focus on that. Like for example kami, we use the CFT system. So we really believe na it's enough. And if we find something na more it will help us, then we can just incorporate, not really system hop, 'di ba? So ayun lang. Parang yun talaga yung take ko, no? Especially kung magbibigay tayo ng advice sa newbies. Parang really focus on mastery kasi unang-una magkakabit naman 'yan eh. So once you master a certain system, then you can actually apply it. Pwede ka na mag-system hop sorry, pwede ka na mag-market hop
Market hop.
basically, 'di ba? So focus muna talaga sa isang system na kaya mo siyang i-master. It's something na magagamit mo siya for the long term. And yun, bagay nga sa oras mo, bagay sa personality mo as a trader. And then that's the time you can market hop. So siguro i-discuss din natin yan, no, about different markets later on. So ayun, tama si JR, actually tama yung sinasabi niya. So some people are really in a hurry to earn big. So yung mga talagang get rich quick scheme. So yun normally na nagiging cause or nagiging um, reason for them to system hop. Ay, teka lang, ang bagal ko kumita dito. Lipat
Parang
muna ako sa iba. Aral muna ako ng
self-destruct
iba.
din, no?
Oo, exactly. And yun usually na nagiging problema na why people are really having hard time on mastering specific systems. So ayun. Yun yung take ko on that one.
Thank you, PB, no? Ang ganda ng mga sinabi niya. VJ, narinig mo ba yung sinabi ni kanina? Do you have any pointers on the pros of having system hop?
Okay, so buti umabot ako. Though naabutan ko lang si PB, no? Problema sa internet ko talaga dito, alam mo naman. Meron tayong Great Wall.
Akala ko
So,
si King Badger yung kausap namin eh.
Jericho Rosales, Brad.
Faithful tayo, Brad. Let's not deal with that issue. Okay. So, ano ba? Siguro for me, no, we need to identify first why a specific trader do system hop or why they do market hop. We need to know also or to understand anong level ba yung trader na to. if it's a new trader or a newbie trader, tendency talaga there are people who do system hop or even setup hop. So each setups kasi we can call it system. There's specific process or system that we apply for each setups. So tendency if you're a newbie, you want to explore every single setup that you will know. I've been there, we've been there, di ba? Lahat na yata, even kaya siguro when I was in TR, I tried to explore everything, even all the programs that I can attend to.
Totoo.
Kasi ganun eh. It's about investment. We're
Oo.
talking about investments here, even though we're trading. But the most important thing to invest to is knowledge. But you cannot accumulate all the knowledge in the world. You just have to be focused, concentrate yourself in something that you're really eager to learn. So for newbie traders, probably they just want to seek what works for them. So it's important that they are really self-aware of the things that's happening to them. That's why we always encourage people to do their journal. Then probably if you're level 2 or level 3 traders, we do system hop or setup hop. It's because we might be saying that I'm comfortable with the setup that I've already know. So you jump to another one. It's because you want to develop further your skills. But the question is how much na ba yung mastery mo towards dun sa specific setup na meron ka. But as to market hub, that's why this one is actually a good topic. It's because this is really trendy. Na nakikita natin people are jumping ships. But what triggers people to jump ships, di ba? Ako personally, I've encountered it. I jump ships because I've struggled sa isang market. And then I would even doubt na, is it my setup? And then, pag pumunta ka ng ibang market, you would try different setup. But the thing is, if you stick to that setup that you are mastering, then you would find the flaws. If you stick for a specific period of time, diba? You wouldn't realize those things. Kasi we are eager to make things rush, sabi nga ni Tio. Kasi, alam mo yun, yung parang, same thing pag nagsusugal ka. Punta ka sa isang type of game, sabihin mo sa ruleta, if you think you didn't have the enough luck to win games, you will transfer to another one. Baka dito manalo ko. But it's important to understand first how these things work before you say, oh, no, I need to move on. So those are probably the dangers and probably one of the things that we need to understand it. Why is that these people have this kind of behavior or mindset in life? So that's my take on that.
Okay. Ganda. Siguro, pwede natin yan itanong sa, siguro, anong take nyo? Kasi marami din namang pros ang system hopping. But then again, sabi nga ni VJ, it's depende sa level of trader that you are right now. So siguro sa mga nagsisimula pa lang, you really try to accumulate as much knowledge as you can. Parang meron kang knowledge FOMO no? Parang you'll never know what you don't know. Talagang hinahanap mo yung system na bagay sa'yo, pero hindi mo alam kung ano-ano yung mga system na available. So, yun yung nagiging siguro triggers on the others kaya nagkakaroon ng system hopping. Like, let's call it parang niche hopping din kasi yung iba talaga hindi nila alam yung niche nila. There's a identity, parang may crisis, no? Tama ba yun, guys? Parang merong crisis na nangyayari na, ganito ba ako or ganito? Hindi ko pa alam sa ngayon. That's why I'm trying to find different systems that will help me find myself. Minsan kailangan no?
May
Minsan
nabanggit
kailangan.
ka, may nabanggit ka, Jake, no? Yung word na FOMO. Actually, isa yan sa trigger Especially like ako, ikaw, si Boss C, PB. People are posting in their social media, I've been earning this much. You could see the percentage gain. And then, while myself, yung setup ko, bakit ganito lang yung gain na nare-reach ko, di ba? So, it's one of the best reason probably it's because merong part na naiinggit tayo na bakit siya ganito? Bakit ako ganito? Ganito lang yung percentage gains ko.
Kaya,
But the thing is, if you think it that way, like, I always tell this to my AG, na most of them are like the thing that they can trade on a daily basis talaga na merong iti-trade today. But for me, I don't have those things. But because of the luxury of time, I don't have those. But if you think it that way, that they are earning probably 20% in one trade, and then they compound it, probably will be catching up each other. Kasi I'm more of a growth portfolio through trend follow. So you need to understand the dynamics of the system that you're trading. You don't have to be envy of others. Diba? Think of it na, I chose this path, I need to take this path, and eventually, para siyang plant na I've decided to pick up this plant, I will water it every day, and then eventually, it will grow. So, ganun yung mindset, I guess, for that.
okay, may question ako sa inyo guys. Is
Parang
it
napanood si
necessary?
DJ.
Naputol kaya ata, Jake?
Nawala ata.
Wala pa rin.
Sige, habang inaantay natin si Jake, no? Ayan na lang.
Maluwag.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Hindi, may question ako sa inyo guys. Kasi maganda yung tanong na,
Sige.
do you think one must experience system hopping to stop system hopping?
Yes. Kasi, for me, like, lagi nating sinasabi, di ba? And I always tell the mentors, the traders, our students, even sa ZFT Capital, you have to experience certain degree of losses kasi merong hindi matuturo sa'yo kung puro ka lang gains. In the same way, you have to learn how to fail. And how do you fail? Explore. I think the problem kasi with a lot of people is that they fear failure the most. Na parang, ano ba yan, hindi na ako papasok dyan, para lang yan sa kanila. Masyadong delikado or something. But they miss the point of yung mga ganung bagay. For example, magsi-system hop, right? Even if I tell you, lahat kayo nakikinig ngayon, na wag kayo mag-system hop, gagawin niyo pa rin yan. Like, for some reason, it's, I don't know, you have your reasons, probably gusto ko lang talaga experience, I'm gonna prove you wrong, all these things in your mind na parang hindi, I'm a different person, but I think it's just human nature or the human mind being curious na parang, bakit ba niya sinabi na ganun? Like, why? Diba? It's kind of like a child. If nakakita kayo ng mga bata na sasabihan nyo na, oh, wag yung gawin yan, gagawin pa rin niya until masaktan siya. Pag nasaktan siya, sa kanya na parang sasabihin na, okay, sige, tama pala yun. Diba? Na, okay, I shouldn't touch this kasi mainit, baka mapaso ako or what. So, I think it's just that we just want to satisfy our curiosity sometimes. Pero, ang pinakakailangan lang natin gawin siguro is, for example, if ngayon, sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-experience ng system hop at kating-kating na kayo mag-system hop, siguro bibigyan ko na lang kayo ng guidelines as to how you can lessen the blow.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi gagawin nyo pa rin eh, whether or not
Yes.
I tell you na wag gawin yan, di ba? So, there's this concept we call in ZFT na parang burn account. So the burn account is, it's an account wherein that's where you would apply your mindset na this is the money that I can afford to lose. So it can be, let's say, you can start with 50,000, 100,000. Para sa mga may mga malalaking psychological wallet, you can do 100,000 to 500,000. Walang problema. Kasi ganun, may mga ganun kasing rao eh. I remember there's this one guy, yung practice port niya, 3 million.
Wow.
Sabi ko, ang laki ng port mo. Ganyan. Sabi niya, hindi. Kasi kaya ko naman bawin sa business eh. So, for me, normally, no, yung mga regular citizens, 50,000, 25,000, malaki na. Pero, this guy, yung burn account niya, yung psychological wallet niya is 3 million. Kaya niya magsunog ng 3 million. para lang matuto siya. Kasi kung masyado maliit, hindi niya suseryosohin. So again,
Yes.
it's relative to everyone. You have to decide what is the amount na pwede mong i-burn na pera for you to learn. So,
Yung tipong masasaktan ka.
yeah, yung masasaktan ka, at the same time, seseryosohin mo.
Yes.
So, identify how much is your burn account. Again, pag nagsimula ka sa stock market, don't put in, let's say, huwag kayong maglagay ng all-in or 50% of your capital or your net worth, ganyan. Siguro lower. Sobrang baba lang talaga. Be very careful about, the people that say, put your life savings here, put your retirement fund. Kasi if you don't know what you're doing, ang mangyayari sa'yo talaga is yung savings account mo or yung retirement fund mo, baka yun yung magiging burn account mo. Diba?
Right.
So, and we don't want that to happen. And so many stories are there, in ZFT, sa hindi din ZFT, in other communities that are saying that sana natuto na lang muna ako. And all these sayings na parang, wag ka nang mag-aral, experience is the best teacher. Experience is a very harsh teacher.
Expensive.
Expensive teacher, especially if it's ignorant yung basis mo, or yung kung if you just try to wing it. So, if you do system hop, make sure you do it properly. Make sure you do it in a safe environment. Kasi pag dumating sa point na let's say nilagay mo, let's say half of your net worth nilagay mo sa crypto, nilagay mo sa forex, nilagay mo sa stocks, nasunog yan, baka hindi ka na bumalik. At sasabihin mo sa iba, sugal yan. Bakit naging sugal? Kasi ikaw, yung mindset mo, sinugal mo. Wala kang sistema eh. Yung sistema mo sugal. So, anong mangyayari? 'Di ba? Ikaw yung isa sa magiging majority that say that the stock market is parang rigged, scam, all that stuff. But look at all these people. I'm not sure kung ano yung reality mo, but for example, what I see, pwede ba ako mag-share ng screenshots? O sige, ganito na lang. Hindi kasi may mga tao kasi na nasa feed ko, like let's say nakita ko sa stories. Halimbawa, kayong tatlo, actually hindi ko masyadong nakita si PB, pero si BJ at si Jake ang lakas eh. Nagso-story ng Binance, 40% yung kinita, minsan 500. Yung ito pwede ko bang ipakita VJ yung sa Portsnap channel ng TR saglit. Hanapin ko na lang tapos i-share ko Kasi we have to understand, lahat tayo, we're all living in different realities. Sorry if I'm hogging the show. Very saglit lang ako. After that, I'm gonna give it to you guys.
No worries.
Some people kasi say na, di ba, parang walang pera dyan or ang bilis masunog, right? May nakikita pa nga ako na parang, wow, grabe ang taas ng leverage. Parang anong risk management. Pero kasi, let us be careful of letting our own experiences become the reality for others. Paano kung yung reality ng tao na yun, kumikita siya ng, let's say, 100% every year or more. Tapos ikaw, dahil hindi mo siya na-experience, sabihin mo, hindi, 5% lang yung ideal. Reality mo yun, 5%. Huwag ka namang maging talangka na sasabihin, hindi, hanggang 5% lang, 25%. Yung iba, kung lumagpas dyan, scam na yan. Don't impose your reality to the other people who are listening, especially kung newbies. Kung ako, yung kaya ko lang 20 or 30%, tapos nakakita ko ng 1,000%, tapos sasabihin ko, ay, scam yan or what, or baka suneti lang yan. Baka naman galingan mo na lang next time para umabot ka dun sa level na yun. Di ba? Pero there has to be a level of acceptance as well para hindi ka maging slave to FOMO. Kasi for example, kung wala kang control, nakita ko yung, let's say, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Ipapakita ko sa inyo yung isang, ano na lang, yung image na lang para baka may makita niyo yung buong TR Portsnap, ma-hype kayo. So, okay, ito na. Saan na ba yan? So, share screen ko yung yung kay VJ. So, ito yung Portsnap ni VJ recently. Kita na ba? So, sorry. Kailangan ko pa yatang i-share sa StreamYard. Saglit.
Kita na
or
ba?
naka-share. Kita na?
Kita na namin yung Discord.
Pati yung chat
Ay, yung
mo, boss,
Discord ba?
na
Sorry,
namin
sorry.
eh.
Pati yung chat, ito pala, sorry. Naka-share screen eh. To. So, how would you feel na binili niya itong Phil USDT dito sa may 23 yung entry niya, mark price 76. Ang laki ng leverage, di ba? Ang leverage niya, ilan? 50?
50.
Abnormal na leverage, eh, no?
Di ata
Hindi ko
kita,
alam
boss,
kung
pero ano.
cross or isolated ba to or what. Ayan. So, kung ikaw makita mo to, ma-hype ka, sasabihin mo, wow, sana ako rin. And most likely, what's gonna happen is, you're going to chase na parang, VJ, ano bang system mo? Ano bang ginawa mo? How were you able to trade that? 'Di ba? So, halimbawa, you're in the progress of looking for yourself, looking for what style suits you. Tapos biglang nakita mo to, ma-hype ka, baka papabayaan mo yung work or yung progress na ginawa mo dun sa, let's say, system na inaaral mo, and you try to chase for the next shiny thing, which is this one. Alam
Yes.
natin yung lahat tayo alam si VJ is a position trader. Meaning mahaba-haba yung pasensya niya, 'di ba? For trend followers, malamang nagbenta na dito sa 37 yung breakdown ng 20 MA or whatever MA na ginamit ni VJ dito. Pero kasi ito yung profile niya, kaya nasakyan niya yung buong move na to, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Parang ang alam ko sinabi ni VJ dito parang sold half. Wow, half pa yung binenta mo. Hindi ka nagbenta ng kalahati dito. Dito ka talaga nakapagbenta sa taas. Wala, ganun talaga eh. Andito na yung screenshot. What do we do? So, since yung topic natin is about market hopping and system hopping, why in the first place, bakit tayo nakakakita ng ganito? Kasi patay si PSE eh.
Right.
Right? And there's a lot of other opportunities in the market. So how do we view that? Ako, how I view it is, I look at PSE, US market, and even crypto as just one exchange. Just one exchange. Look at it at that. Kasi if you're going to look at it as different markets, well, it depends Kasi kung fundamentalist ka, ibang usapan eh. But the ZFT system is very versatile that kahit saang market ka pumunta, kung meron kang working niche or system na napag-aralan mo, kahit saan pwede mong dalhin eh. Ganun yung pinaka-beauty niya. So you see, like, for example, VJ is a trend follower but also a position trader, huli niya yung mga ganitong moves. Kahit saang market siya, tingnan mo, kahit sa US market, di ba, makita mo naman yung mga gains niya na sabihin niya, oy, 1,000% yung gain niya, tapos bad trade pa yun. Di ba? So it's kind of like, it's so different. Iba naman yung strengths ni sa'yo, PB at saka Jake, di ba? Like, when I see your port snaps, nakikita ko yung mga momentum trades niyo, nakikita ko yung mga trend following trades niyo, tapos minsan inisip ko, sana maging trend follower nila ako kasi mas malaki yung kikitain ko pagka ganito. But that's all in hindsight eh.
Yes.
It's all hindsight. Kasi ngayon nakikita ko yung progress mo. Lahat, again, all of these systems, all of these techniques, they work. Trend following, swing trading, counter trend trading even, bottom fishing, lahat yan gagana eh. Ang tanong is, ano ba yung edge mo? Ikaw personally, ano ba yung edge mo sa trader na, let's say, ano yan, parang, ano yan, kapitbahay mo na trader, di ba? It's all about edge. My edge is different from yours. And we have to accept that lahat tayo magkakaiba ng strengths and weaknesses. Market hopping, sa tingin ko, walang problema. There's no issue there as long as you have a system that you can replicate to that market, no issue. Pero pag nag-system hop ka na wala kang sistema or hindi mo na-aral yung system na yun, like hindi mo in-exhaust lahat ng time, lahat ng effort sa isang system, half-baked mo siya ginawa, tas umalis ka, sayang lahat ng effort mo. If you do that to the system that you're learning right now, what's stopping you from doing the same thing on the next system that you're gonna learn? Right? So, right now, yes, bear market si PSE. What do? Do you switch markets? Or do you system hop? So, for that question, mas maganda kasi kung magkaroon din tayo ng engagement from the audience. And
Actually,
gusto ko rin malaman kung ano yung take ninyo. Go.
Maganda yun. Kung may susunod tayong episode, no, may caller tayo. May caller tayong pwede pong tumawag sa atin, no? Para they can share their experiences. Pero ang ganda ng iniwang question ni boss, no? During this time sa PSE, what will you do? Do you stop and look for other markets, or do you system hop and look for trades na babagay sa gantong kind of market, which is bearish market? So, ang ganda din ng sinabi ni boss na neto, nag-notes kasi ako eh. Don't let your own experiences be the reality for others. Ganon din sa sarili mo. Huwag mong isipin na yung ginawa nila, that is the absolute of yung truth mo. Which is, parang alam mo yung meme na naghuhukay ng diamonds, na malapit na siya dun sa diamonds, pero nakita niya yung isa, nakakahukay na ng diamonds, kaya pumunta siya dun. Not knowingly that isang hukay na lang siya towards the edge that you're, or towards the goal that you want, that you're dreaming of. Di ba? Parang, ang dali kasing sabihin na, okay, don't market hop, wag mainggit, don't compare to others. That's really, real talk lang, no? Real talk lang.
Very challenging.
Diba, even me, I experience that all the time. But what makes me hold on to my finding my niche is that hindi kasi pwedeng ano lang eh, hindi kasi pwedeng puro technicals ka lang eh, 'di ba? You still have to set your mind, or yung tinatawag na mindset, on how will you treat yourself, or on how will you treat your journey. 'Di ba? Yung iba dinidiscount yung growth nila. No, usapang ano na to, no? Medyo lumalayo na, no? Kasi pero hindi, you cannot really tell, you really cannot talk about system hopping without talking the mindset eh. Para sa akin kasi the mindset will really steer you towards the ultimate goal, which is finding your niche and finding your edge in the market. So what can you say about that, PB?
Well, actually, sobrang juicy nung sinabi ni boss. Ako naman, take ko is, so for example, ngayon, di ba, bear market sa PSC. So what do you do? Do you trade other markets as well? So yun, hindi naman siya, I mean, tama yung sinabi ni boss. If you're seeing gains sa crypto, doesn't mean na kailangan mo rin mag-crypto agad-agad, no? So ako, for example, now, it's bear market. Di pa ako nag-crypto, di pa ako nagsa-start. I'm using the time to refine my edge and use the time to study as well. So, siguro part na rin yun ng no, pagiging maturity ng isang trader. Kasi usually yung iba, pag di nakapag-trade ng PSE, kating-kati yung kamay na I need to trade all the time. Hindi naman yun yung case talaga. So, there's also a time na, di ba, parang sinasabi nga ni John Ron. Tama ba?
John
Ron ba
Ron.
tama? Oo, correct.
Jim Ron.
Sorry, Jim Ron. Napaghahalo ko na si si Jim Ron. Sabi niya, there are 'di ba? Seasons din 'yan in trading. So may summer, may autumn, may fall, may spring. So after ng fall usually yan spring din. So you don't have to trade all the time. So pwede kang mag-stop muna, pahinga ka muna, and then refine yung edge, and then use the time to develop yourself as well. So yun yung ginagawa ko actually. So di man ako masyado na FOMO sa crypto. I know na pwede yung system natin doon. But di pa ako masyado half-hearted pa kasi di siya fit din sa lifestyle ko at the moment.
Right.
Pag sinimulan ko yan, Brad, di nyo na ako mahahanap pag weekend. Kahit weekend magte-trade ako. So, yun yung iniiwasan ko, no? So, ang tinitrade ko lang talaga kung ano yung fit sa akin ngayon, and ano yung yun babagay din sa lifestyle ko at the moment. Since yung system ko nga or yung niche ko is swing trading, so I have to allocate more time, and unlike si VJ's position, so pwede talagang lang trade tulog, 'di ba? So okay lang sa kanya. But I don't have that kind of patience. So aminado naman, tinanggap ko na siya matagal na I don't have the kind of patience na meron siya. So yun, di naman din ako, kaya di rin naiwasan ko rin mag-system up kasi yun nga sinasabi ni Boss Z, yung trading is really about 'di ba? Self-discovery. So the more
Self-discovery.
so it doesn't have to know everything, you just need to know more about yourself para maging successful dito sa trading. So ayun, yun lang for me. Yun yung take ko, Jake.
Sige, magbasa muna tayo ng mga comments. Ang ganda na sinabi
Sige.
ni Sir Mario dito, no? Sabi ni Sir Mario, do not envy traders who gain huge amount doing system market hopping. because you do not know the struggles beyond their success. Focus to what you can control and instead and your mastery. Napakagandang sinabi, no? Thank you, Sir Mario, for that. Sabi naman dito, sabi ni Tet, no, kapag nasa losing side ka ng probability, akala ng newbie trader hindi na nagwo-work yung system. Thus, nag-hop yung system. So, ganun din daw siya dati, no? Use the time to study, sabi ni Mariel. And yes, and magnilay-nilay din tayo sa mga panahon na to. Ang sabi naman ni John, no, since bear market ang PSE, try the other markets using the same system. Maghanap pa tayo ng iba dito. Yan, sabi ni Sir JR, the market is a cycle, so we wait for the right moment for us to milk on the right cycle for us. So, parang two words lang, no? Parang patience and acceptance. So, Vijay, what can you say about, ano yun?
Is it yun ba
Yeah.
yun? Yung pa rin ba yung topic natin? If it's necessary for us to experience it. Actually, lahat na-explain nyo na halos, no? Pero the way I always view things is we can always relate anything in life, even trading itself. Similar to when you're working in a corporate world. No? Let's try to work. I think even Jake himself have taste of it before. So imagine yourself working in a corporate world. Natatambakan ka ng trabaho and then you find things na parang it's getting harder. Anong tendency? Tendency you feel like you might be asking, I deserve a higher pay? But do you actually have this skill set to demand for it? Or you might find yourself actually thinking na baka there are more people who have higher capability than you are. And another thing is, it's similar to market hopping. When you see other people in other companies earning more than what you are earning, and you think you might be right fit in their company. But when you try to transfer, you don't have the right probability, the capability that the company is looking for. Similar to those OFWs and for people working at the Philippines, you think that they are high rewarding in working OFWs, but do you have the qualifications to work there? Do you have the right mindset? Kasi iba yung dating pag nag-OFW ka. It's hard. You don't have your family there, diba? So, we can always relate these things sa life natin. Whenever we demand things, you need to think first or step backwards a bit. Think of it na you have to be self-aware what you have before you look for something that you don't have. Medyo magulo ba? Pero that's the case kasi eh. That's how you should be approaching things na I want these things, but this is me today, and how will I be achieving this? You have to go through this process, but some people are really afraid, or even if they are not afraid, they don't want to take that process because they want to just live and believe that they deserve those things. So I think that's how I view it. Kasi lahat yan explain nyo na ano ba yung relation ito sa market, but I want the people to know how you can relate in life. So that's my take on that.
Ang ganda. Napaka-practical ni Mr. Radovan. So, eto sabi ni Sir Geoffrey, no? Sir Zan. System hopping happens actually to many new traders constantly searching for the right system strategies only to find after a month or two that they don't actually work. So on to the next one. This becomes a vicious cycle and leads to psychological issues that are very difficult to resolve. Tama to. Ito yung tinatawag kong yo-yo. Nag-yo-yo-yo yung mga findings mo kasi you try to system hop and worse, hindi ka pa nagjo-journal. So yun yung nangyari sa akin noong 2019 na parang sa Forex ako, PSE, Forex, ginamit ako kung ano-ano yung mga ginawa ko, hindi ako nagjo-journal. So how will I know? What will I improve? How will I know? Ano yung mga na-find out ko? And I think that's the reality of it. You will never know kung ano yung mga kailangan mong improve if hindi ka nag-journal. So, at I think yung question natin, no, move on tayo sa other topic natin.
Actually, yun nga yung very risky din eh. Like, yung nabanggit ni boss, di ba? So, you system hop and then yung iba, they do it on a large amount pa ng money. So, yun talaga yung pinaka-risky. Not only, you're not only risking yung pera mo, but also your psychological wallet as well. So, ayun, yun yung one of the risks din ng pagsa-system hop na nabanggit ni Zan.
Yan. I think yung ano kasi, yung system hopping kasi it needs to be a holistic approach. Ano ba yung holistic approach? You need the right mindset, you need the right technical knowledge, and also you need the right community just in case na the tough gets going, 'di ba? Parang hindi mo kayang ako personally, parang I will feel lost if walang nag-guide sa akin during my downtimes or during the times na losses ako, talo ako, sunod-sunod yung mga talo ko. What do you think? Ano bang magandang may tulong
Ito,
ng
actually, ang question ko, at may question ako kay boss. Kung okay lang, boss Z. Kasi yung
Sige,
iba,
go lang.
yung iba nagdi-DIY ng system, nagbe-build sila ng sariling system. And from your experience din, since syempre ikaw na yung founder ng system na ginagamit natin. So, how do you compare people right now or building their own system compared to meron ng available system na ito na yung system, aralin mo na lang. How do you paano mo siya nare-relate based on your experience? Ano ba yung mga usual naging struggle mo while you're building the ZFT system?
Okay, so the usual struggle is, tama ba yung ginagawa ko? It's always that self-doubt na nasa tamang lugar ba ako? Am I doing it right or what? And how would you know if tama yung ginagawa mo? Siyempre, yung pinaka-indicator natin dyan, end of day, it's PNL eh. Did I profit? Did I loss? And to what, parang ano ba yung sample ko? Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin mo, just because you traded one, guru ka na dun sa system na yun, di ba? You need to have a sample of at least 100 or 1,000. Much better yung magiging sample mo nun eh. Kasi malalaman mo yung hit rate mo and all these other things. Malalaman mo yung weaknesses ng system mo and stuff like that. So, when you're building a system, medyo mahirap yun kasi you need to have a certain level of creativity as well. Tapos, syempre, you have to immerse yourself into the unknown. Kasi wala talaga parang wala kang guide. Anong gagawin mo, 'di ba? It's not a path that somebody already has took. So what you can do, however, is manage your risk. Yun yung mga universal na mga kailangan nating bantayan. Ano ba yung dapat nating mindset? It's so hard to get into the market and have a fixed mindset. So kailangan meron kang growth mindset. You know, pagka kasi nag-build ka ng system tapos fixed mindset ka, ano ba yung difference? Okay, anuhin natin to parang just for context. Ano ba yung pag may fixed mindset ka versus growth mindset? Usually kasi yung mga predecessors natin, yung mga dating the old generation, I would say, most of them have a fixed mindset and yun yung naturo sa kanila. Meaning, for example, if I don't do well, if hindi ako nakapasa sa certain exam, baka I'm not fit for that. So, alam mo yun, just because hindi ako nakapasa, hindi na to para sa akin. Yeah. Versus if I have a growth mindset, hindi ako nakapasa, siguro next time pag-aralan ko, I will be able to make it. So there's a difference, right? In how do we translate that into trading? If let's say for example, binigyan mo yung sarili mo ng 10 tries, pag hindi ka nakapasa and you give up, you already have a fixed mindset. So you have to be careful of that. Kasi pagka ganun yung mindset mo, baka mamaya mag-quit ka, nandun ka na dapat sa breakthrough, di ba? Pero if you have this mindset na, sige lang, I'm gonna become better than I was yesterday, then that's going to be totally different, which is very something that's required when you're trading. You need to have a growth mindset. You need to learn how to lose effectively. Yung hindi yung parang you lose and then parang biglang, hindi, ganito na talaga ako, I'm a loser, di ba? Baka hindi talaga to para sa akin. Baka mamaya kailangan mo lang is konting push, di ba?
Yeah.
Pagka meron kang system na tinuturo, ito naman, you're trading through borrowed confidence. When I say borrowed confidence, it's something na hindi pwedeng, kumbaga the system is already made. So sundin mo na lang siya, pero yung magiging struggle mo naman dyan is the confidence part or the experience. Kasi kahit na gumagana yung system na yan, let's say you've followed everything, there's still that portion na kakabahan ka pagka nagtatrade ka. Bakit? Kasi wala ka pang experience eh.
Right.
Diba? Parang for example, the system is already giving you a buy pero nag-freeze ka. Why? The system works. Napansin mo siguro yung ibang classmate mo nakabili tapos kumita sila, ikaw na lang yung hindi. Why? It's because you lack experience, you lack the confidence. So how do you gain experience and confidence? You have to trade. Wala kang ibang choice eh. But when you trade, para mabawas-bawasan mo yung kaba mo, lessen your volume. Kasi minsan, hindi for people who are new into trading, one thing that you have to realize is parang may direct connection yung pera sa account mo, sa puso mo,
Sa
or let's say
happiness mo.
emotions mo. Oo. So sometimes if you put, let's say, 10,000 into your account, anong mangyayari? Baka may hindi mo seryosohin yung trade eh. Kung mag-loss yan ng 10%, okay lang. 10,000 lang naman yan eh. 1,000 lang yung loss ko.
Kayang kitain.
Kayang-kaya, di ba? Kayang-kayang kitain yan in, let's say, isang oras or sa business ko or sa trabaho ko. Pero it's a different thing if, let's say, yung portfolio mo is 100,000. Tapos, let's say, yung sweldo mo is 25. Tapos, inolin mo yung 100,000 na yun. Nag-loss ka ng 10%, sabihin mo, uy, that's already half of my salary. Or, di ba? Parang kalahating buwan kong paghirapan yung ganitong klaseng amount. So, there's a direct correlation until such time na kaya mong i-disengage yung ganong klaseng correlation between, let's say, yung money and when you trade, then sige, pwede mong gawin. Pero as much as possible talaga, lower your leverage or lower your allocation when you're starting out or when you're learning a borrowed system or a system na, let's say, andyan na, ready na. Again, what's important is to understand what are the the strengths and the weaknesses of the system that you're learning. Hindi pwedeng, kumbaga, sasabihin sa'yo ng mentor mo na wala tong weaknesses or what. Kung sasabihin sa'yo ng mentor mo walang weakness to, baka maghanap ka na dapat ng ibang mentor.
Layo ka na.
Kailangan parang may disclaimer yung system na yun eh. This system works sa ganitong market, ganito, ito yung strengths niya, ito naman yung weaknesses niya. Like for example, in the ZFT system, we always say, okay lang na mag-uptrend, okay lang na mag-downtrend, wag ka lang mag-sideways. Kasi pag sideways, dyan ka talaga mahirapan. Yung system na ginagamit natin is good for trending markets, whether up or down. But for side, medyo mahirap. Walang problema siguro kung the only, kumbaga, mix and match kasi siya eh. If you're like Rads, na position trader, sideways, you'd love that. Kasi mag-accumulate ka eh. Tapos pag nag-breakout, saka na yung mag-add ng position. But it's different for us momentum traders, swing traders, counter-trend traders, scalpers, kailangan may trend eh. So you see the difference. Anyway, I hope I answered your question, BB.
Yes.
Boss, may i-add ako dun sa sa sinabi mo. Yung sinabi kasi ni Boss na parang may disclaimer tayo sa ZFT na it may not be good for sideways, right? But again, the basis of ZFT system still goes back to price action. So I did have a better understanding of the price action. And then, when I'm accumulating, di ba nga position player ako, but how is it relevant to me, the ZFT system? Probably it's something I could share to the people. Parang, why am I able or capable of holding for a long period of time? And then I was able to ride the move afterwards. It's because of the ZFT system. Kasi after nagumalaw yung stock from the entry point that I have, it's the ZFT system that makes me comfortable. Bakit nag-hold yung price? Ano na yung trend? Saang level siya nagko-consolidate after a pullback? So, I don't really it's not 100% that the system doesn't work on a sideways kasi we have the ZS, we know how the ZS work, we know how the mini ZS work. That's the time that we could enter probably on a down to sideways. So I just would like to say na parang the ZFT system would help you before, during, and after. It's just up to you how you will use it. So yun.
Thank you, thank you. Ano nga, parang live to trade another day. Parang ganun ang magiging ano natin, no? So, reserve your capital, your money, and also your mental wallet or your mental capital to endure the next trade, no? Eto, may questions ako sa inyo, guys, no? Siguro pati sa mga nanonood natin as a ano, would you think system hopping and market hopping is a way to gain experience to be better? Let's start with VJ.
That's a good question. I was thinking earlier actually, I'm coming from a business aspect always. That's how my strategy is. Similar when you think of probably the famous one, Apple, di ba? Apple previously doesn't believe about having a touchscreen, a big cell phone. They believe that it's a smaller one. But when they see their competitors having able to capture the market, they jump on it. But before they jump on it, that's something that we didn't see before they jump to it. They did their research, they did a data collection. So there's a lot behind it before they make a big decision. Diba? It's similar to trading. Something that we always overlook is gathering of data, journalizing. That's where we always miss. As I said earlier, I'm always coming from a business aspect. I do modeling, hindi modeling na ano, rumarampa guys.
Sabi ni. Sabi ni.
Badger tayo dito, Brad. So, I always have this modeling. If you're familiar with modeling, like fair valuation, appraisal, so mga ganong klaseng modeling. Diba? So, there's two sets of data that we always do. You have a sample set of data where you do your observation. And then you also have your another set of data where you project the sample set of data to validate whether it's the right conclusion that you have. Ngayon, itong sample data, this is where we do system hop. If you don't have the data, it's hard to do system hop. What you're doing is just merely you're wishing something to happen. But if you have a solid data, right? So you do a, let's say just a simple correlation. Your hypothesis is that something that if this one is actually going here, and then it's invalidated afterwards, you revise it. That's how you do it. And then it's a cycle of doing it. But once you have a solid data, then you can make another model itself. So that's how it should be probably. So it's important that you have a data on your own.
Tama. So sabi nga dito ni Blizzard, no, depende kung nagjo-journal ka. Kung wala kang data, kahit bunny hopping ka, wala. GG. Kahit anong gawin mong pagtalon, no? So tama yung sinabi ni Raz, no? It's really a matter of gathering data, and that's what we convert to experience. No, alam mo yung parang compounding experience, no? You compound your learnings, even your mistakes, even your winnings, your losings. You compound those experiences so that in the next iteration of your version of yourself, you get all of those plus more. 'di ba? Parang meron kang I equals I plus 1, no? I plus plus, no? Sa mga nag-AMI broker dyan. So, you get the past experiences compounding, adding to the new experiences, and then the process repeats itself. So, yes, meron tayong question, no? So, may question tayo dito, no? So, sabi nila, Dear F4, nakakatawa naman. Isa po akong trader with the current bearish sentiment and the status current bearish sentiment and the status of PSE. Entered the forex markets and traded it with my system I use in the PSE. Later lost some due to unfamiliar with its volatility. Currently backtesting a scalping strategy. Would it be better ba if two systems and two markets ang i-master? Okay, what do you think, guys? Sino gusto sumagot?
Sige, ako na lang muna siguro. So, if you're trading the PSE and then you're doing the same system for Forex, malamang talaga medyo may disconnect. Kasi, number one, you have to understand anong klase ba ng market environment no, nung tinitrade mo. So, if PSE, for example, is a trending market and then Forex usually yan, non-trending, minsan ranging, di ba? So, yun, medyo may disconnect, no? So, it really boils down din kung gusto mo mag-aral ng dalawang system, dalawang market at the same time. Number one, kailangan mo muna evaluate. Do you have enough time to do that? Number two, it still boils down sa mastery. Ano ba talaga yung gusto mo i-master, no, between the two? Kasi, like I said, medyo magkaiba talaga siya. It's trending and the other one is ranging. So ayun, ano ba yung gusto mo i-master? Ano ba yung like yung binabanggit pa kanina ni Boss Z? Ano ba yung edge mo? So mo ba gusto mag-add up no ng experience, and then eventually it's the system that you will do for the long term. So ayun, yun lang for me. So parang understand mo na ano yung market na gusto mo i-trade. And when we always mention about the numbers, so yung numbers, ano ba yung numbers? Lagi nyo naririnig. So it's actually a data kasi bago ka sumabak or bago mo gamitin yung system, you have to know your numbers. Kasi naturally or essentially, in trading is a numbers game, di ba? So if you have yun din yung aside from experience, yun din yung nakakatulong to build confidence.
Right.
Pag alam mo yung numbers mo on your back testing. I think yun yung mga essentials before you market hop. It's really knowing more about your system. So ayun. So yan, sabi nga ni Joffrey, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate one or love the other one. So just you have to be devoted to the one. And so ayun. Yun yung take ko, boss.
Merong isang
What do you
tanong dito.
Yan. Sige.
So, para mabilis tayo, siguro isang, like for example, if one question, one person kung sino
alright.
gusto sumagot.
Sige.
So,
Sige,
merong
sige.
isang nakakatawa dito na question kasi, pero gusto ko malaman, baka mamaya may gustong sumagot nito eh. So, the question is, any dito investors here, and what do you think about dito?
Wala akong dito eh. Hindi ako makasagot.
Di rin
Wala
ako
pa.
nagtitrade ng local brand eh.
Wala pa.
Okay, sige. So, ako na lang sasagot nito. First is, we're not investors, we're traders. So, mukhang naligaw ka, Sir Yajra. Pero, I think I want to dig deeper kasi sa tanong na to eh. Normally, people who ask questions like this, what do you think about dito? What do you think about a certain stock? Malamang naipit ka. Iba kasi yung magiging sagot mo, for example, pagka, let's say for example, go dito. Iba yun eh. Ibig sabihin, meron ka na, tapos umakyat. Usually, pagka ganito yung tanong is confused. Like, naghahanap ng... Pero I'm not saying it's Yajra. I'm just saying this is normally, there's so many people asking me, what is your thought about this stock? What's your thought about that stock? And when I dig deeper, usually, what I found what I find out is that ipit sila and they're asking me what do I do. Basically, yun yung pinakatanong eh. Naghahanap usually yan ng karamay. If it's an investor, meron kasing confirmation bias, kumbaga, di ba, na parang, give me a reason why I should still hold on to dito. So, naghahanap ako ng kakampi. And usually, pagka nakahanap ako ng kakampi, parang, bakit? Kasi if you're gonna give me a technical reason, buy si dito because ganito siya, it's oversold, sa tingin ko, magbabounce siya, ganyan. Then me, probably as an investor, baka mamaya magdadalawang isip ako na, siguro maganda yung system na yung ganun. Kasi sobrang confident niya eh. And minsan nakakahawa kasi yung confidence. It's the same thing when we see port snapshots and we see na parang, ay, laki naman ng gain niya. Ano bang ginawa niya? Baka mamaya newbie lang yun, di ba? Tapos, syempre, kung newbie ka lang din, parang, shit, there's this guy who's asking me na parang, wow, paano mo ginawa yun? So, ikaw, mapaproud ka rin. You're gonna share your process. Be it mali, kung hindi mo alam na mali pala yung share mo o hindi, di ba? Parang, you enthusiastically share because it's what you, kumbaga, yung port snap na yun, that is the product of your process. Di ba? And I think ang daming sa mga nakikinig ngayon who are still starting into the market. If you're asking, ano ba yung stock bilhin? What is your thought about this and that? My advice to you is find a system. Kasi hindi ka confident sa current na system na ginagawa mo, which is probably FA, Facebook analysis, or hindi fundamental analysis, but Facebook analysis. You're asking another person's opinion about what to do with a certain stock. Normal lang yan pagka nagsisimula ka kasi you're looking for people, na parang role models. But make it a goal to find yourself and your system sa market na to. Why? Because let's say, meron kang guru, dun ka nag-subscribe sa kanya, paano kung namatay siya? Wala, sino nang bibigay sa'yo ng mga tips or ng recommendations to buy and sell? Paano yung mahanap mong sunod na guru is scam pala. Nagbibigay ng tips pero front run ka pala niya. So, what then? Di ba? I always say this every time meron tayong mga talks or may mga kung ano dyan, nobody is going to care sa pera mo more than you. Nobody else. You. And you are responsible sa pera mo. Not your neighbor, not your parents, not anyone. Ikaw. So kung natalo yan, kasalanan mo. Kung nanalo yan, thank you dahil sa'yo.
Yes.
Huwag mo isisi sa iba. Or huwag mong iasa din sa iba. So if you're gonna ask us, ano ba yung, what our thoughts are about certain stocks, meron tayong segment dyan, but we always advise people, find your system. Find what works for you.
Right. Thank you, boss, for that. Siguro, ano ba? It's let's wrap things up. So, unahin natin si PB, and then kung quickly lang, pros, cons, anong gusto mo sabihin sa market hop and system hop?
Natawa ako dito sa comment ni Patrick Go YOU.
Sabi? Yan, oo, YOU. Mismo.
Ayan, oo. So yun, siguro advice lang natin, no? Kasi trading really is a business, no? So when you do things, so for example, when you do business, yung edge mo, it's really the one that will generate you profits or revenue. So usually before you expand to other markets, so make sure that you have an edge really. And then number 2 is you have to equip yourself technically. If you're using technical analysis, and if you're using fundamental analysis, okay lang din. And also, nabanggit na natin lahat, no? You need to have yung proper mindset as well, proper trading psychology as well. So when you have those, and you think na pwede mo na siyang ma-apply, no, sa isang market, then that's a time na you can expand, to other, you can also venture to other markets as well. Kasi if you're only doing it kasi natalo ka dito sa market na to, lipat nga ako dito. Then hindi ka, I mean, there's no advantage there really. Kasi if you're losing here, then what does it tell you na um you can also, you can earn on in other markets, no? So it's really, I'm still focusing on mastery. So once you master a system, then that's the time I think, in my, just my opinion, no? So that's the time you can expand to, or venture to other markets, so you can expand your trading business to other markets as well. So ayun, that's my opinion dito sa topic natin.
Yes, thank you. Before we go on to the next one, na magbibigay ng ano, basahin lang muna natin yung sabi ng viewers natin, no? So Sir Jose Angelito, sabi niya, trading is like an Olympics, no? So sa shoutout sa mga trading for rookies natin diyan, there is a unit there explaining, or you can take the units, no, makikita nyo diyan kung ano yung sinasabi ni Sir Jose, no? So trading is like Olympics. There are many ways to win a medal, and you don't necessarily have to know and be good at every sport or category. You need to be a master of one. And sabi nga din ni Nash, no? Sabi ni Nash, hello Nash. Um, sabi ni Batosay, so si Samurai X, it doesn't matter how many swords your opponent has. What matters is how you use the sword you wield. And also from Bruce Lee, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Master one system first before hopping. Yon. So, thank you very much sa atin. So, who wants to go next?
Sige, I can go siguro. I'll try to make it short. So, remember that success builds on success. Why I want to emphasize this thing is because nanggaling na kami dyan. We want things to achieve in just a snap. But this is similar to your journey in life, that you have to go through process. You have to experience failures. But what is important is you keep moving forward with having in your mind the right purpose, the right goals. Sometimes kasi kaya tayo naliligaw, it's because we haven't decided yet ano ba talaga yung purpose natin, ano yung goal natin. Are you in the market for a short term or for the long run, di ba? Kasi bakit mo isipin na gusto mong kumita agad na mabilis ngayon? It's because you're seeing a lot of people earning, but you don't know na they've been in the market for a long time. So you don't need to be comparing yourself. But if you want really to compare yourself, know the facts. Kasi sila, matagal na sila sa market, ikaw bago pa. So, work on your craft. Focus on what matters. So right now nga ako, personally, if i-disclose ko sa inyo, I'm just trading one setup, which is position. Kasi ayokong, it's the process of going mastery. Yun nga, parang yung sinabi rin kanina ni Nash about kay Bruce Lee about sa 10,000 kicks, di ba? So you repeat it over time. And then eventually makita mo rin yung mga improvements na kailangan mong gawin. So don't get envy sa mga taong kumikita. Kasi if you really believe in yourself that you can achieve so much, then that's good. You have the right mindset. Even if you are in losses right now, you will recover it eventually if you have the right mindset. So keep doing what you are doing as long as you have the right goal and the right purpose. And see you in the market. And by the way, guys, pa-comment na rin pala dito sa session natin ngayon yung for the next topic natin. Baka may gusto kayong pag-usapan natin.
Kala ko may pag-giveaway ka eh.
Air fryer.
Ganyan na.
Kala ko may pag-giveaway si Rads eh.
Pressure si boss, right? Then ano lang, remind ko lang yung mga tao kasi I'm looking forward to hear from them. Ano pa yung mga
Yes.
gusto nilang pag-usapan natin. Nag-enjoy ako
Pilot.
masyado.
Yes, pilot episode natin to, guys. So pasensya na kung medyo ano pa tayo ngayon, na kailangan natin ng konting loose-loose muna, no, galaw-galaw muna tayo. So
Ding 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 ding
ayun.
ding.
Ayan. Actually, matagal ko na talaga magkaroon ng ganito. Kasi di ba pagka nag-usap tayo sa Zoom or sa Google Meet, sobrang ano lang sobrang free-flowing. And naisip natin na parang, what if we can share this outside and, para at least ma-share natin yung mga learnings natin.
Sige. So, para sa mga nakikinig ngayon, like, what are the topics that you'd like us to discuss? Comment nyo lang, and then we'll try to talk about it on the next episode.
Kailan ba next episode? Bukas na ba?
Hindi. I think, I don't know, pwede naman natin to gawin every week. Pero syempre, depende sa inyo.
Let's see. Yan. Boss, may question dito, no? Si Sir Christian Ray. Before we wrap up, no? Paano po makasama sa CFT? Akala ko kasi para buy and sell lang tong PSE. But then, na-hype na ako sa mga lumilipad na stocks. But then, wala akong system and journal, tapos bumagsak. Gusto ko po ako makasama sa community nyo. Boss, you want to answer this one?
Yeah, okay. So we have a range of products. So first we have the trading for rookies. If you're a newbie in the markets, less than 6 months to a year, we definitely would recommend that you go to that group. So malalagay naman yan sa ayan, nakalagay sa banner natin. It's trading for rookies, and I hear na rin tayo, mag-transition yung mga lessons natin from text and even images to video na rin, so that you have quality topics, you have quality learnings, everything that you need to know. Actually, some of the topics that we've discussed tonight, nandun na rin eh. It's really, kumbaga, it's designed to get you started into trading. So, para naman, alam nyo kung ano yung pinasok ninyo. Mahirap kasi pagka pumasok lang kayo ng trading, hindi nyo alam kung anong meron, na-hype lang kayo. So, that's going to be something, dangerous kung gagawin nyo. So, ito, at least, it's going to equip you, and it's free. You just have to answer the membership questions para hindi kayo ma-filter out. Strict yung mga mods natin eh. Tapos, wag din kayong gumamit ng mga troll accounts kasi hindi talaga i-accept doon.
Yeah.
So, for advanced users naman, for advanced, kasi that's for basic eh. If alam nyo na yung basic, if you feel like you already know the basics, alam nyo na kung paano magbasa ng candlesticks, alam nyo na yung trends, alam nyo na kung paano mag-buy and sell, pero for some reason, you still can't find your way and you need guidance, there we have Blueprint and Technical Intensive. Blueprint is semi-advanced na rin siya. Nilagyan na rin namin siya ng mga additional lessons, and we do promise na i-improve natin siya every time. So just message this page if you want to inquire for Blueprint. It's para siyang Coursera. It's our do-it-yourself type. So kung mahilig kayo na wala kayo masyadong time, you just want to read it or watch it on your free time, that's Blueprint for you. And finally, for advanced traders na naghahanap talaga ng guidance and ng community na rin, we have Technical Intensive. So I believe si PB, VJ, at si Jake, mga products yan ng TI. So, yan? Kayo ba? Ano ba masasabi niyo sa TI? Baka mamaya kasi sasabihin nila hype lang eh.
Scam. Dahil joke lang.
Actually, lahat kami nag-start din TFR. Ayan, so shoutouts TFR. Lumalaki na rin yung community natin sa TFR, and nag-improve na rin yung mga programs natin dun. And then, yun, sa TI naman, una-una life-changing din talaga yung naging experience ko. For me, I mean, siguro personal experience-wise, ayun, laking not only sa trading, but more about self-development as well. Kasi kompleto yung mga tinuturo doon sa TI. Not only technical analysis, but kompleto. May trading psychology, merong about the mindset, and risk management. So everything is there. Aralin na lang.
Ayan, marami nagtatanong sa questions, no? How do we join Blueprint? How do we join Technical Intensive? So you can just message here sa page sa CFT Freaks Tribe. You can message us, and then we will be giving you instructions on how to register, and if you're want to join the different programs. Dito na kayo magtanong. So
May tanong dito just in case. So, ang tanong ni Aslan is it okay to go for TI if you've only been trading for less than a month? I personally would go against it kasi may info overload ka lang.
mismo.
It's hindi siya magiging sulit for your money. For me, it's better talaga na mag-start ka muna ng TFR, finish everything, probably get blueprint first bago ka mag-TI. Kasi pagdating mo sa TI, ang dami kasing pumapasok na TI agad. And nagba-backfire siya kasi I don't think that you can learn everything in just a short amount of time. Pero there's the reason why we also have an aftercare bundled with TI kasi iba yung jam pack talaga. What happens sometimes is that let's say on the sixth session, baka mamaya nakalimutan mo na yung session 1. It's very important pa naman yun. You need to stack all the knowledge that you get. And it's compressed within just, mga 20, parang 18 sessions yata.
Right.
So, if you're still starting to trade less than 6 months, I would advise against it. Unless pinag-aralan mo na ng maigi yung blueprint or tinapos mo lahat ng units in TFR, then walang problema. Baka may fighting chance ka pa. So, that's it. If you're going to go for TI, blueprint, or even TFR, kung nahihirapan ka, you need assistance, just message this page. We have a dedicated support team that will support you para din ma-assess kung ano ba yung program yung bagay sa'yo. So, that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Naging host ako bigla. So,
Thank you.
first time naging host, no?
Earlier, may sinasabi ka, no, na para may mananalo ng air fryer. Yung kanina, may nakita ko yung shinare mo, may nagtanong ng paano makakapasok ng ZFT. Sino ulit yun? Yung shinare
Sino
mo na
yan?
screenshot. May shinare ka kanina eh. Sino yun? Anong name nun?
Si Sir Christian Ray. Parang may pasabog si Boss BJ ah.
May pasabog.
Brad, message mo ako sa blueprint.
Yan. Grabe naman yan.
Grabe naman talaga.
Kasama ba sa Rads, anong tawag dito, scholars?
Paid forward.
Foundation. Yun.
Paid forward.
Si swerte, no? Si Sir Christian Ray. Si Christian Ray, tama ba? Message us and also si The Green Trader, no? Follow niyo yung page.
Basta The Green Trader na lang.
The Green Trader, and he will hook you up with a blueprint program. Napaka-impromptu ng ating mga pag-giveaway.
Mukhang lang ang kita nito sa crypto
Mukhang magandang kitaan natin dyan, Brad.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Yun yung mga natututunan natin sa ZFT. Abundance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grabe. And it's spilling over talaga, no? It's abundance mindset. And just to wrap everything up, system hopping and market hopping is not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on what is your goal. Do you want to make money fast? That's why you're doing system hopping. Or do you want to gain knowledge and experience so that when you do system hop, you gain, you try to compound everything that you learn, yung mga knowledge na natutunan mo, and use it to grow to be a better version of yourself. So growth mindset lang tayo, no? Failure is not necessary, is part of your journey, no? Kung mag-system hop ka man, sinabi nila na wag ka mag-system hop, pero nag-system hop ka, nag-fail ka, it's okay. Okay? It's part of your journey. You're losing money. It's part of your journey. Just make sure that you learn from those experiences. Treat it as a learning, no? Para at least when you experience that in the next time, pwede nyo na siyang maging guide into learning or into experiencing the new version of yourself, no? Parang dagdag na siya. Kumbaga sa RPG, level up na yung sarili mo, no? So, ayun guys, thank you very much for sticking around and listening to Hot Money. Thank you VJ, PB, and Bozzy for
Thank you.
joining us tonight.
Thank you,
And
thank you.
hopefully, this is not the last of the podcast kasi nag-enjoy ako. Kayo ba? Nag-enjoy ba kayo? So,
Oh, na-enjoy
solid.
tayo eh.
Pero wag na sila mag-expect next time. Baka mag-expect eh.
Na,
baka may
baka mag-expect na may pabigay. Hindi, depende. Baka mamaya kumita tayo, di ba? Instead na labas
May-
tayo para... Alam
Yan.
nyo kasi
Oo.
naalala ko pagka may kumikita tapos biglang magkikiko Fuji. So, parang ganun yung nangyayari eh. Hindi, usually kasi ganun yung nakikita natin sa tribe. We practice not just trading but also how to have a mind of abundance. Parang hindi lang tayo puro trading eh. A lot of people say, that trading is 20% trading or technicals, and 80% psychology. Sa community natin, we always talk about that 80% through or well-being. Kumbaga, gusto ko kasing sabihin na well-being kasi you have to take care of yourself as a trader. Pinakatrabaho mo yan eh. So, ayun, sorry napahaba eh. So, I'm just really having fun. Ganitong casual talk lang kasi normally
casual lang.
tayo lang eh. Tayo lang
Medyo
usually, di ba?
impromptu pa. Medyo impromptu pa.
Well, to tell to be...
Maganda sana boss hindi na kayo guest. Regular na rin kayo.
Yan.
Check natin sa schedule natin. Normally kasi may Saturdays or booked eh, kasi mga meetings for ZFT at TR. Pero sige. Tignan natin kung kaya naman.
In on the spot ka na ni BJ, no? In on the spot ka na. But ang ganda kasi to tell you honestly guys, this was just parang conceptualized,
impromptu.
no? Impromptu lang talaga, few days or kahapon lang yata or the other day. And we just wanted to share our insights kasi nauuso nga yung mga crypto, nauuso yung global, US, ganyan, because of the very bearish sentiment ng PSE. And magandang topic to, and I hope you guys learn something here sa ating usapan, no? If you learn something, no, please like and subscribe. Joke lang. Lagi no? Yun lang naman guys. Thank you very much in behalf of Boss Z, VJ, and PB. Thank you so much and have a good night. Paalam.
Thank you.
Good night.